All right, there are two things yet that we have to talk about before we actually start playing. Number one are these finger picks that are on my hand. Sometimes people get into trouble and they do not place these on properly. What you're trying to do with a finger pick is take the place of the edge or the end of your finger, actually, the curve here, with a piece of metal. Now, students have been known to, before they were instructed, to place a pick on what I call upside down because they think that that looks like something you'd pull a string with. But that will never work because they catch on the string. So what you want to do is place these finger picks so that the actual curve of the finger pick is taking the place of the end of your finger. Now, I know players that play with all different kinds of angles. Some even play with no curve, with the pick straight out. I prefer up about 90 degrees here, and that seems to facilitate sliding over the strings. Okay, so the picks have to be on and tight so that you cannot shake them off when you shake. And yet, obviously, they don't want to be tight enough that they cause you injury. So you've got to, picks take a while to assume the shape of your fingers. And believe it or not, you'll know after a while when you go to put the finger pick on, if you got the wrong one, it won't feel correct because it's on the wrong finger. But it takes a while, once again. Now let's continue with talking about this right hand because the right hand is about 80% of banjo playing. And the word, I think I've used it before, is stability. You need the right hand to be stable. Why? Your finger picks and your thumb pick must be able to find the strings on the banjo without a visual aid. In other words, you cannot look so much at your right hand. It's the left hand that's moving up and down the fingerboard that you need to watch with your eyes. So the right hand needs to be positioned so that we have a tripod. The forearm rests on the banjo armrest, and two fingers press down on the head of the banjo so that this right hand is as stable as it can possibly be. You no doubt know that a bipod, if you just had one finger down, there's more rockability potential there, and that's not good because we want our hand to be stable. If you have two fingers down and your forearm, then you're going to have a stable hand. Press down slightly so that in a position that your picks are striking the strings at 90 degrees across and about 2 inches, inch and a half, 2 inches in front of the bridge. So if your hand's a different size, these fingers could be different places, but we get different sounds. When we play at the sweet spot of a banjo, we get a sound very different from, say, if we moved up toward the neck. It's a lot softer and fuzzier, not to mention that the strings up here are further away from your stationary point, so they wobble more. And wobble is not a good word for stability. We want this hand to be able to find these strings without you looking at them, and that does not happen overnight. You're just going to have to do what we call roll patterns, and that'll be the next thing that we talk about to get this right hand. I'd be just cheating you if I didn't make the big point of how important this right hand position is.